Don't rush to think that eggs can only be fried the usual way every day, because with just one tomato, a little cheese, and a very simple trick in the pan, you will immediately have a hot, fragrant, rich, and soft dish so delicious that just looking at it makes you want to cook it right away. Today I will step into the kitchen with everyone using an extremely easy recipe, with simple ingredients, but the finished dish looks beautiful and appealing like something from a restaurant. Watch until the end, because the secret to making the tomatoes more fragrant, the eggs tastier, and the cheese melt more beautifully lies right in the very first step. Now let's prepare the eggs first, everyone. Here I use 3 eggs, cracking them one by one into a bowl that is wide enough to make whisking easier. This dish looks simple, but if the eggs are prepared carefully from the beginning, when fried they will be much more fragrant, soft, and flavorful. After cracking the eggs into the bowl, I season first with a little salt. Next is a little black pepper, add more or less depending on your taste, but eggs really pair well with black pepper. Then add a little smoked chili powder. This chili powder is wonderful because it not only gives the eggs a more beautiful color but also makes the aroma richer, sounding very tempting even before it goes into the pan. Just add a moderate amount so the flavor remains balanced and easy to enjoy. Next, I use a fork to whisk the eggs. You only need to whisk gently until the yolks and whites combine together. When you see the egg mixture become evenly yellow and smooth, without separate streaks of egg white, then it's ready. There's no need to beat too strongly, just combine them well so when poured into the pan, the dish cooks beautifully and stays soft. At this moment, the bowl of eggs has a very even yellow color, and the aroma of black pepper and smoked chili powder is already starting to rise. Just preparing it already feels very promising, doesn't it? Once the eggs are ready like this, I set them aside for a moment and move on to preparing the tomatoes and the remaining ingredients. Next, let's prepare the vegetables and cheese. Here I have 1 tomato, and I slice it into pieces that are not too thick and not too thin, so that when pan-seared, the tomato keeps its beautiful shape and does not become mushy. Which beautiful country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. For the green onions, I chop them finely. This part will make the dish much more fragrant, and it also makes the colors look fresher and more attractive. For the cheese, I grate about 50 grams. It's only a small amount, but when melted it will make this dish much richer and more appealing. Now I begin heating the pan. I add a little vegetable oil into the pan, then add a bit of butter. The oil helps prevent the butter from burning too quickly, and the butter creates a very delicious aroma for the dish. When the butter melts and the pan is moderately hot, I arrange the tomato slices into the pan first. I really like this step because lightly searing the tomatoes makes them more fragrant and sweeter, and especially helps them release less water when I pour the eggs in afterward. While the tomatoes are in the pan, I season them with a little salt and a bit of black pepper. Just a light seasoning, but this step makes the tomatoes much more flavorful. I let the tomatoes lightly firm up for a short moment. There's no need to fry too long, just until the underside slightly sets and the tomatoes begin to release their aroma. I flip the tomatoes so both sides become slightly firm and fragrant. If the tomatoes are ripe, you will have a very sweet and delicious dish. If the tomatoes are not fully ripe, they will look firmer instead. When the tomatoes have lightly set and look beautiful, I slowly pour the beaten eggs into the pan. Pour gently so the eggs spread evenly around the tomato slices, that way when the dish cooks, it will look very beautiful. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? If not, please press the subscribe button to support me. Right after that, I sprinkle the chopped green onions on top. Just looking at it already feels very comforting. The yellow of the eggs, the red of the tomatoes, and a touch of green from the onions make it very eye-catching. Now I cover the pan and keep the heat low. This is a very important step, because low heat helps the eggs cook slowly and stay soft without drying out, while the bottom becomes nicely golden without burning. I leave it like this for about 1 to 2 minutes. While waiting, the aroma of butter, eggs, and tomatoes blends together beautifully, giving a very cozy feeling of a homemade meal. When you open the lid, at this point the eggs have started to set and are nearly cooked. I sprinkle the grated cheese on top. When the cheese meets the heat, it will slowly melt, covering the surface of the eggs and looking very delicious. It's wonderful that we can meet each other from all around the world, isn't it? After that, I cover the pan once again and continue cooking on low heat for about 1 to 2 more minutes so the cheese melts completely and the dish finishes cooking. When you open the lid again, everyone will immediately see a very beautiful result. The eggs are soft and fragrant, the tomatoes underneath have lightly set so they taste more flavorful, not bland or too watery, and the cheese on top is lightly rich and stretches beautifully. This dish is best enjoyed hot, and you can eat it on its own or serve it with bread, which pairs very well. I truly love dishes like this because the ingredients are very simple, the method is not complicated at all, but when finished it feels like you've just treated yourself to a very well-prepared and delicious meal. On busy days, having a hot pan of eggs like this on the table already feels like enough happiness. Thank you everyone for cooking with me today. If you find this dish easy to make and appealing, don't forget to leave me a like. And share this recipe with your friends or family so everyone can try it. Please subscribe to Mary Home to support me. Do you usually like to eat eggs with tomatoes in this simple way, or would you like to add sausage, mushrooms, or other vegetables? Leave me a comment and let me know. Goodbye and see you again.